Hello and welcome to another update video about Mask. A lot of channel members asked for an update about Mask. It is getting very sloppy, very messy chart, and therefore I do consider it as a diagonal what's happening here to the upside. But let's start with the bigger picture first, the greater context here for Mask. It's a decent chart, however, and I mentioned that before, it is sort of a little bit more of a risky one, because this is really it has really come down a lot. I don't know where these come from. That's from log chart price forecasts. Let's move them down. But yeah, it obviously moved down. It was sort of on its way to, you know, just nowhere really, and suddenly the momentum picked up, and the momentum to the upside, and we have a possible 5-wave move to the upside here in November. That's when we started to pick it up on the channel. I sometimes update it here with videos, not too many, but then it's part of the regular opportunity videos for channel members. And we had two entry points for masks so far, 2 high probability setups, and the first one worked out. Again, here also I wanted to see it come down a little bit lower. It didn't make that last tiny low, but then again, whenever these target areas are reached, ideally there's already a small position set at the top, so that would have worked. And then we had another entry position here, the yellow box. Both would be in profit now. At the moment, I don't really see a high reliability entry point. Yesterday I was watching if this sort of range would be broken. It was broken, but it failed again directly, so I'm gonna take that off the chart here. But it's a very choppy move up. So what are the possibilities? Now, the possibility is, of course, that what we've done here to the downside was in fact not the wave 2. That this was only, so what, first of all, what fib level did we actually reach? We reached the, all right, we already reached the 78.6, so now that's fine. So now this should really have been the completion of the wave 2, or it's getting into trouble. Then the move up here, however, is not really great. It's not really impulsive, so it's not ideal. There are better charts out there, I can tell you that. If you're long, yeah, from one of these target areas, move up the stop loss. Maybe you just leave it, not do much with it. You know, it's just, it has turned into something which is a bit messy. The reason is that I consider this wave 1 here as a leading diagonal. Well, I have to, because it's certainly not impulsive. So it could be corrective. It could be corrective, and if it's corrective, it means we're actually in an impulse down and will eventually make new lows, and that would not be good for the chart, okay? But if we are bullish, at least short term we can be, because it is still in a short-term uptrend, then we have to consider it as a diagonal pattern. What does that mean? It means because it's so sloppy, the wave 1 was probably a 3-wave move, A, B, C. The wave 2 as well, of course, and the wave 3 is as well. And therefore we have this sloppy price action, wave A, B, and probably now in the C, or maybe even still in the B wave. It depends how low we go now. Because if I consider this as the wave 2 low, I'll make the ABCs a different color. If I consider this here the wave 2 low at 255, and this the wave A high, then yeah, surely, you know, the B wave down could have been complete here. We came to the 61.8 fib. It is technically possible, especially the way we come down now, that this was only, let's call it, and this way it gets confusing, the A wave of the B wave. So A, B, C is also still possible in B. Just showing you that as a possibility, because we're currently coming down quite strongly. Would have been nice to follow through here in the wave 3, but it's a very sloppy move. And if you're trading something like that, please expect headwinds. Expect headwinds. They happen, especially in a diagonal. You get unexpected moves down because it is corrective price action. So we can draw a trend line here. So maybe we're finding support here. There is currently no sign that we are finding support. If we lose this, then we have to consider this as an extension of the yellow B wave. At the moment, we could still expect the B wave was finished here and we are rallying higher. But if we break below the trend line, I think we have to assume this is just an extension of the B wave. And for that, we have key support around 277 and then 266. But when we get to that point, it's already getting quite likely that eventually we may have to reset wave 2, which is a possibility as well. That we basically had a wave 1 up, A wave down, overshooting B wave, C wave down, but the wave 2 still stands. So all of this, I think we could say, summarize it that upside here is technically possible still against 223. Why 223? Because this is the 78.6 FIB level of the wave 1. So if I have to reset wave 2, it is reliable as long as it holds 223. But please understand that this is choppy price action. The entire chart has lost in reliability due to the choppy price action due to the diagonal pattern. So ideally you don't trade diagonals. Ideally you only trade impulses. So yeah, that's sort of how I'm watching it at the moment. And then the wave 3 target, again, it's a bit unreliable if it's a diagonal, but target wise for the wave 3 you would still expect ideally 458. But if we don't get there because it's a diagonal, here we have targets at 383. I would consider that the first target, and then 416. But I'm going to watch it and I'll keep you updated about mask. Certainly in a short-term uptrend, but not the most reliable pattern. Choppy price action, expect headwinds. Wouldn't do anything at the moment if you're not long here yet, because there are better charts. But if you are long, of course, you can just move your stop loss into break even and see if it works out. Because if it works out, it can. This would be on a path possibly to new all-time highs. Well, not okay. Correction, not new all-time highs, not yet at least. First of all, it needs to break the 443 level here, the wave B high, and then it would be on the path to new highs above that wave 1 from November. Okay, and that's my update about mask. I hope you like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.